Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the very next episode of The Remedy with Tova Sido and
Janice Gaunt and
Tom Bridwell.
Hello, Tom. Hello, Tova.
Hi, Janice.
Good to see you guys.
Yes, good to see everybody.
Is that the only thing you have in your closet? This is 3 weeks in a row.
We clearly recorded 3 at once.
Yes, this is the only thing I own.
She's not practicing self-care.
No. Go shopping for the love of God.
Okay.
Oh, okay, bye.
Well, we are excited you have joined us today. We are wrapping up our 3-week, 3-part series on self-care. We had an anonymous person donate to this topic, so we broke it down into 3 parts, and I've loved it. Good nuggets here.
Me too. It's good to remind myself of this.
Yeah, we're not being selfish. We're just taking care of ourselves.
We are. If you're not feeling selfish, you're not doing it right.
I love that you said that in the
I
first
do believe
episode.
that.
I do too. Your family has often said that they think you're the most selfish person that they know.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, you've admitted that.
Oh, yeah.
You have told us that on the air. I'm not saying what your kids say
it's
about
very
you.
true. I am.
And you think you're the most important person in the world. And I'm like, God, that is goals.
Oh, gosh.
But what an example to give to your 3 daughters that are watching you take such good care of yourself. I told you I was at a wedding recently, and I met a woman who was your age, and I almost fell out of my chair when she told me how old she was, and I thought, holy shit, she is the same age as Janice, and she looks like she's about to die. And you are nowhere in, I mean, so
good,
the
Tova.
benefits of this are just, wow. I mean, because you have been taking care of yourself for a really long time.
Yeah, I have.
And it shows.
Well,
I don't want to look like I'm dying at 71.
No, you don't. Because you don't want to die at 71.
At all.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to die at 81.
No, me neither.
You know, Craig's mom turned 84 today. And
she did? She's cute.
Oh, and she looks amazing, and she can get around, and she goes a little walk around the block every day. I mean, it's inspiring.
Yeah.
And, you know, her and her husband read and watch TV, and they're always doing some activity.
Yeah.
I mean, they can't sit still to save their lives. And I swear that's what's kept them so stinking healthy.
Yeah, I think so too. Mm-hmm. I'm going to live to 100.
Oh, God.
So I might live to 120.
I pray we get to celebrate.
I do think that my brain might not be that good, but that'll be just fine. I don't care.
That's amazing. Okay, so today we are wrapping up this series by talking about the benefits of self-care. And then we're also going to talk about how to build a self-care plan. So like we mentioned a while ago, we found this article, actually Janice found it, on a website called Very Well Health. And it's an article just all about self-care.
Yeah.
And all about how and why it's so important. So let's start today with what are the benefits? What can we reap by investing in ourselves? So do you want to start by reading what they wrote?
All right. Practicing self-care on a regular basis can bring about both short and long-term benefits that lead to improved well-being and an improved health status. Short term. In the short term, people who practice self-care can see positive changes such as reduced stress levels, Putting your health and needs first, along with giving yourself a bit of rest, can significantly reduce stress levels.
There is no doubt I have felt that in my life.
Yeah. Yeah.
That taking care of myself, it just reduces stress. You feel better.
It does.
Your self-esteem is higher. You have more confidence. And when you feel better about yourself, you're just not as stressed.
Well, you're going to feel better physically.
Yes.
And,
Yes.
and I think that what happens when we when we do things that reduce our stress levels, life is just so much more fun. Mm-hmm. It doesn't have to be so hard,
No.
And it makes a difference.
Mm-hmm. And and it's all, when we've talked about all the different types, but it's who we are in relationships with.
Yeah.
It's the non-toxic relationship. It's the non-toxic friendships. Every single one of my friends brings life to me.
Yeah, they wouldn't be in your life.
They add to my life. But
Yeah.
I know people who have toxic friendships, toxic relationships. And you talked about last week how if you're not in a good relationship, it can actually do the exact opposite of self-care.
Yeah.
And it can make you sick, and it can make you stressed, and it can make you isolate, and all the things that are the exact opposite of self-care. So it's really important.
Yeah, it really is.
Who we surround ourselves with.
It is.
Okay, next one.
Increasing self-worth. The more you take care of yourself, the better you will feel about who you are as a person. This is because more of your core needs will be met on a regular basis. One of the things that's so important about that in my thinking is that I don't want my children or my husband or my friends to feel like they have the burden of taking care of me. Mm-hmm. They don't. I don't want them to. No. I don't want my children to dumb their lives down in order to be with me more, let's say, or I don't expect Tom to stop working as much as he works because I would like to have more time with him. It's just nobody's job to
make you okay.
To make me okay, but me. And I don't, I get so much joy out of being around my children and grandchildren and Tom and my friends. And I just don't want it to be hard.
But my gosh, there are, and I'm so thankful that you said that, because I counsel a lot of young couples that are about to get married, and there are a lot of parents who have ridiculous expectations.
I'm telling you.
On their children,
yes.
And then their grandchildren, and they guilt them, and that is a tough situation. And reminding people that it's not your job to take care of your mom. It's not your job to take care of your dad.
No, and it's not. And if you have children and grandchildren, do not burden them with that. Because they're not going to like you.
Or want to spend time with you.
Or want to spend time with you. Mm-mm. It's just not. It's just not their job.
No. Even if you're old and sick and whatever.
Yeah.
I mean.
Just put me somewhere. I've got some money stashed. Just make sure it's nice.
Totally. I mean, it's just, but there are a lot of parents who place ridiculous expectations. And that's a really important one with holidays coming up.
Yeah.
Your family is your priority. Your children, your husband. And making mom and dad happy during the holidays when you have a husband and you have children should not be the priority.
No.
You might piss them off that you're not coming for Christmas. Not your problem.
Yeah. I mean, nobody has to come. Nobody has to. I mean, it's just, I want what I have worked towards with my children and my grandchildren is I want them to like me a lot. And I want to be a positive influence in their lives. I give them money a lot sometimes.
That's so nice.
And I don't ever have an expectation of them. If they have plans to spend the night and then with me, and then they have a friend and they come and say, Tutu, so and so asked me to spend the night, and I'm like, well, go.
Go.
If you want to go, go. Have so much fun. Because I just want it to be easy.
Tutu.
It's Hawaiian for grandmother.
Oh my gosh. That's awesome.
It is a great grandma name. It's
Isn't
so
it?
cute. Yeah.
And they do. Cute Owen. We went to his 14th birthday dinner with the family. Can you believe he's 14?
So cute.
And he's just
grown
so
up.
cute. And I
He's
said,
so tall.
He's so tall.
I know.
And I mean, he's so sweet. I said to Owen, I'm so glad to get to be here with you on your birthday. And he said, I love you, Tutu. He just is so sweet.
Yeah. But it's because you're sweet to him and you just make it easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yes. And that should be the goal.
Yeah.
That should be the goal.
Yeah.
Okay. Feelings of belonging.
Yes, feelings of belonging. In the example of good relationships, a short-term benefit of spending time with loved ones will provide you with feelings of belonging and love, which is good for your overall mental health. I love that. The need to feel belonging and love with the people.
It's fantastic.
Isn't it?
Yes.
I would be so sad.
Oh, if what? What do you mean?
If I didn't have good relationships with my children and my grandchildren, and they didn't want to spend time with me.
That'd be awful.
I know.
But you have cultivated that. You can't forget that is a relationship that has been cultivated by you.
It has. And if they change their mind and decide to go to a friend's, I'm like, go. If you want to go, go.
You don't make it hard on them.
No. I make it very easy for them to like me.
And so they feel like they belong and you feel like you belong because it's always a mutually beneficial, loving, kind, good relationship.
Yeah. It's it's such a blessing.
It's a huge blessing.
Yeah.
They're so lucky and so are you.
Well, thanks.
Okay, so here are some of the long-term benefits of self-care. While the short-term benefits of self-care are good, the long-term benefits are what self-care is more focused on. Some long-term benefits include better management of disease and chronic illness, both physically and mentally. Wow.
Yeah.
Heck yes.
Yes.
Prevention of disease in the future, of course. It can reduce chronic stress that can lead to chronic disease. Healthier relationships because of an increase of self-esteem and self-worth, an improvement in job satisfaction, a reduction in burnout caused by the busyness of life, and overall improved quality of life and well-being. I mean, why would you not want these things?
I think everybody in the whole world does want it. But the thing is, it doesn't happen to us. It happens because of us. We make that happen by practicing self-care.
Yeah, healthy self-care.
Yes, healthy self-care.
Yeah, which we defined in the first week. So if you're wondering what that looks like, it's not self-indulgence. It's self-care. It's truly taking good care of yourself.
It is. And it doesn't mean that you never indulge in something for yourself.
I indulge. I was in Mexico this last weekend. I ate a ton of chips and salsa and drank more tequila than I do when I'm here in Dallas.
Yeah. Well,
I'm on vacay.
Yeah.
So indulging is I'm not going to feel guilty about that.
Oh, no.
But I don't live in indulgence.
No.
I live in self-care.
And if you're burdened with guilt, then you are not going to have any benefits of self-care.
Yeah.
And life is supposed to be fun. So
yeah,
we don't want to limit everything.
No, all the time.
No, never.
We don't.
Yeah.
But I look at these long term and I feel sad for like a large part of our population. I mean, for me, all I have to do is go to the fair, which just ended, for me to have a great sense of how I live is very different than how most people live. Mm-hmm. I think how we live, and probably a majority of our listeners live, is really different than, and that's a bummer that there's, I think a majority of the population just doesn't take great care of themselves.
Yeah, I agree.
And really, all you have to do is go to Disney World or the fair and look around and be like, wow, like you look different. You show up different, but God, we've got to take better care of ourselves as people.
Yeah.
And the benefits are huge.
They are.
So let's talk about, if you don't take good care of yourself, how to build a self-care plan. Why don't you read that for us?
Okay. Building your perfect self-care plan will depend entirely on your own personal health and lifestyle. To create a plan to encourage better health and well-being, you will. Number 1, determine your overall level of health. Once you know where your starting point is health-wise, you can begin adding or subtracting certain activities or stressors in your life.
Perfect. Go to your doctor. Get your blood work done.
Yes.
Step on the scale.
Yes.
Talk about your relationships with a mental health professional. Ask, just determine your overall level of health. I think that's get a
where
baseline.
You start. You do. I agree. I agree. Identify your stressors. Make a list of things that cause you stress in all aspects of your life. Once you do that, you can do your best to avoid certain stressors. If they are unavoidable, you can teach yourself coping techniques that will help you lessen your stress reaction to certain situations. I think that one of the things that I used to make things really hard to do. I just, early in probably my 30s and 40s, I thought I just had to do it all perfectly, and I had to do all these volunteer things that I didn't really want to do, but I did them anyway. And I don't do any of that anymore. Even when I started my practice, I saw so many people that I got really depleted, and I've cut back on my clientele quite a bit, and it's just made all the difference in the world, because I just don't the stress. If it's causing me stress,
if it stops being fun
and it causes me stress, I just can't do it.
Yeah. Get rid of those.
Yeah.
I do feel like a lot of people have additional stress that's not necessary, like things that we say yes to that we really should have said no to.
Or want to say no to.
A perfect example. But I do think that there are things in our lives that we can't, like this refers to, we can't get rid of, like our children.
Yeah, or paying
our job.
We have to pay taxes. Yeah.
Or a boss that may cause us an inordinate amount of stress. But I think that teaching yourself these coping techniques that can help you lessen your stress is really, really important. Because, I remember being overwhelmed at 3 young children.
Of course. I don't know who wouldn't be.
Yes. And yet you can't give them away.
No.
You can't. But like, I could call grandma and grandpa and be like, hey, can you take the kids Friday night? Like,
Yeah.
Creating margin unapologetically to take care of yourself, I think is just really important.
Well, and if people will take the time to really examine where they are in their life, I'm in a really good place because really the only person I have to take care of is me and Buddy, the dog. Because Tom takes care of himself, my children, my grandchildren, everybody else is taken care of. So, but that hasn't always been the case. So if you look at things and you evaluate where your stresses originate, then there should be some things you could do to maybe ease that.
Yes.
And I think identifying, examining, and then talking about it, either with your partner or your best friend or a therapist or whomever, to get you on the track of being selfish in order to build a self-care plan. Because if you're going to go into building your self-care plan and your primary objective is to save the world, it ain't going to work.
Oh my gosh. Lose that objective.
Yeah. I mean, we being selfish, if you put it on a continuum, it was. So what I always say, if 0 is selfless and 100 is selfish, that you want to live somewhere between 30 and 70, 100% of the time.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So then you are moderating both ends of that continuum.
Sometimes you are a little bit selfish.
Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah.
And that is okay.
Yeah, it's healthy.
Yeah, it really is healthy. I remember a night, and the first time, because it happened more after, but the first time that Carter had a game really far away, I was exhausted. I'm a single mom. It was freezing, and I did not want to go.
Yeah.
I did not want to go and freeze my ass off in like Timbuktu to watch him play. I just didn't want to go. It was dark. It was cold. But a lot of parents put a lot of pressure on themselves. I never miss a game.
Yeah.
I never miss a game.
Yeah.
And so then you feel like you can't ever miss a game. And I missed that game. And I told Carter, like, it's cold, it's dark, it's,
I'm exhausted.
I've worked all day, I've worked all week, it's Friday night. I really need to be home tonight. And I mean, Carter was fine.
Yeah.
Carter, who Carter cared was in his stands? His girlfriend, the girl he had a crush on, and all his buddies.
Yeah.
And like, we put a lot of unnecessary pressure on ourselves to be perfect in every area, and we can't.
That's why moderation is such a great word to practice.
Yes.
Because especially if you struggle with feeling selfish, if you think, oh, I feel so selfish if I don't go to that game or whatever, then if you say, okay, well, I'm just going to be moderate, but it's raining, it's cold, and I'm not going to go this time. I'm exhausted. Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay to miss a game.
Nobody is going to take care of you better than you can take care of yourself.
That's right.
And it really is your job
Yes.
to do it.
Yes. And it's okay to show your children that you're taking care of yourself.
Oh, it's
exhausted.
It's good. By showing them that, hopefully they'll practice that.
When they grow up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one is identifying your coping strategies. Everyone develops strategies to cope with health issues, stress, and other life problems. Make a list of your coping strategies and see which ones are healthy and which ones are not. The ones that are not doing you a service because they are not healthy will need to be swapped out for healthier coping mechanisms. Brilliant.
Yeah, really brilliant.
I bet this is an exercise that people actually don't want to do.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to give up.
Yeah.
They don't want to stop eating, and they don't want to stop drinking, and they don't want to stop smoking pot or
you don't have to stop.
Yeah, you don't have to stop.
Just moderate.
Well, just don't use it to cope. I think there's but like if I was using alcohol to cope with my stress, then what I would hope is that I would change my stress.
Yeah, but I do think that people drink alcohol not because of just the taste. They do it because of the effect.
Oh, 100%
of alcohol.
Yes.
So if you are if you're like, oh my gosh, this day has been so stressful.
I can't wait to have a glass of wine.
I cannot wait to have a glass of wine. Okay, that's all right. But if it becomes this huge habit and it's causing difficulties in your life as far as your body or whatever, then you've got to examine it.
Exactly.
Yeah, because, we have stresses.
Oh, yeah. And I mean, I cope with my stress by getting good sleep and exercising. And so, yes, but I'm just saying healthy, maybe compromising and using more healthy coping mechanisms than unhealthy, because I think that it's easy to gravitate toward coping strategies that aren't as beneficial to your health, your mind, your body.
And if you're going to do that, then just do it moderately.
Yes.
Nobody has to do this perfectly. You're not going to eat perfectly. You're not going to drink perfectly, exercise perfectly. It's all about moderation.
Yeah. I don't do anything perfect.
You don't?
No.
I'm a perfectly imperfect human.
Yeah, that's the only thing I do perfect is my imperfections.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. You're pretty close to like getting it right most of the time. But I also think you're in a life stage where there's less barriers and obstacles.
Yeah, I don't have stressors. I really don't. My only stressor is me on occasion. If I put too much on my schedule or something like that. No, you're going to like being 71.
Oh,
because
I already love being 52.
Yeah.
With 2 kids out the door.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
I love them and I talk to them, but I'm not thinking about what I'm going to do for Carter for dinner tonight.
Yeah.
It's less. And that is nice.
It is nice.
I'm embracing the less.
It is. You deserve it.
We all do.
Yes, we do.
We all do.
We do.
Well, we really hope that this has been a huge benefit to you, all these self-care remedies. It's certainly been a great reminder to me.
Yeah, me too. We need to be reminded of that.
Yeah, self-care is not selfish.
Yeah, we got to be our best friend.
Yes, and if you're not, do whatever it takes to get there.
Yeah, I agree.
And the thing that you kept saying over and over again that I loved is when you start to see the benefits of this, it will become your lifestyle. You won't be able to help it. You'll love it so much.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. So enjoy. Have an amazing week.
Hey, thank you for listening.
Yes. Thanks for listening.